never stop to think about what makes us truly Malaysian beyond the food, the fashion, or the language. It is our shared history that connects us all. The purpose of my blog is to explore how Muzium Negara helps to preserve our national identity and educates the public about Malaysia's historical legacy. Let me take you on a journey, one that reminds us why our history matters and why preserving is more relevant than ever.
This vlog supports the Sustainable Development Goal 11, specifically Target 11.4, which is to strengthen efforts to protect and safeguard the world's cultural and natural heritage. When you arrive, you will be welcomed by a grand and beautiful building. As you walk upstairs, you will see an impressive mural reflecting elements of Malaysian and Nusantara culture.
And there is even a direct walkway to the MRT Muzium Negara station. If you are hungry or want to purchase a souvenir for your family or friends, there are cafes and vendors just outside the gallery.
The museum has 4 main galleries. Gallery A, Early History, Gallery B, The Malay Kingdoms, Gallery C, The Colonial Era, and Gallery D, Malaysia Today. Gallery A is called Sejarah Awal or Early History. This is where it all begins, from prehistoric times to early kingdoms, featuring stone tools, burial artifacts, and ancient rock art. You will discover how the earliest people lived in this region and how early trade and belief systems began to form. Gallery B is Kerajaan Melayu or the Malay Kingdoms. Here, you'll find amazing displays on powerful Malay sultanates, especially the Malacca Sultanate, with sections on Islamic influence, royal traditions, warfare, international trade, and even the famous Jawi script and law systems. Moving upstairs to Gallery C, Era Colonial, the Colonial Era. This section walks you through the arrival of the Portuguese, Dutch, and British and how these colonial powers reshaped our land. It also explores the roots of nationalism and Malaysia's path to independence. And finally, there is Gallery D, Malaysia Kini or Malaysia Today. It celebrates the formation of modern Malaysia and showcases our nation's achievement, unity, and development since independence.
Unfortunately, many Malaysians, especially the youth, don't see the value in our history anymore. But museums are often labeled as boring, outdated, or just for tourists. But when we treat our history as irrelevant, we begin to lose touch with what shapes our culture and identity. If we continue this way, we risk something bigger, the erosion of national identity. When history is forgotten, so is pride. We become disconnected from our roots, and worse, we risk accepting distorted or inaccurate history of our past. It is not just ignorance, it is a loss of PR. We start by encouraging youth to engage with intellectual museums like Muzium Negara. The first step we need to take is to promote school visits. And second is to organize virtual tours. The third is to use platforms like Instagram and TikTok to share digestible historical content. We don't need to force interest, but we just need to make history accessible and relatable, especially to the youth.
The museum is actually interactive and modern. Throughout the galleries, you'll find digital screens in both English and Bahasa Malaysia, offering clear explanations using visuals, animations, and audio guides. This makes it easier for all visitors, especially tourists or younger generations, to understand and connect with the exhibits. Instead of just reading static text, you get to experience history in motion. This approach helps attract young people who may not be familiar with Malaysia's past, allowing them to engage deeply and immerse themselves in the stories behind our culture and heritage.
And the benefits, they are not just academic, but it is also emotional and social. First, the benefit is it fosters national unity. Second is it preserves knowledge for future generations. And the third is not only is it educational, but it also helps us take our minds off our everyday lives and will come in the museum setting while creating our our country's history. This kind of learning doesn't just inform, but it also transforms. Even from an Islamic lens, heritage preservation is encouraged. Allah says in Surah Ar-Rum, verse 9, travel through the land and observe how was the end of those before you. Islam teaches us to reflect on past civilization, not just out of curiosity, but for lessons and wisdom. Preserving heritage honors the values and sacrifices of those who came before us. Muzium Negara isn't just a tourist spot, it is a national treasure, one that reflects the very soul of Malaysia. So let's re-engage with our history. Let's visit, learn and share what we find here. Because knowing our past isn't just about facts, it is about identity, and when we know our identity, we can walk into the future with pride. So if we haven't been to Negara, what are you waiting for? Let's reconnect, relearn, and be proud of who we are. This has been Nurain binti Razif. Thank you for watching, and remember to always keep our heritage alive.